Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is your friend Ursi, and today is almost the last day of October 2022. So in celebration of this movement in time, and to also celebrate, wow, over 600 subscribers, I'm going to offer a free little glimpse into a particular subscriber's chart. So here we go, because as I'm sharing, perhaps if you're interested in learning about your galactic natal astrology, you might check out the galacticastrochart.com, the free online calculator created by Julia Balaz and her friend Hector. So we don't have to do the mathematical alignments by hand. Okay, so I am, without further ado, going to start sharing. Today is for a subscriber named Trilby. And I don't know why, but I decided to put this beautiful image of a dog. Yes, a dog, man's greatest companion. Trilby, welcome to your choice point. So above the dog's head, I placed a little compass because sometimes in life, we just want a little more clarity. And believe me, I have been asking for clarity for the last several years. And finally, just finally, I feel like I'm sitting well within myself and kind of figured out some things along the way. So Trilby, let's get started in looking at how we can help support you. Here we go. When you go onto the galacticastrochart.com and you pull up your own natal chart, this is the extended report, okay? So if you too are listening and let's say you're in doubt, you don't know where to focus, there's a lot of choice points in front of you. What's my purpose? What's my mission? For me, one of the easiest ways to start understanding where I'm headed is to remind myself what my soul agreement was before I incarnated into this lifetime. So if you've studied astrology, there's something called the North Node and the South Node. These are points in a natal chart that help to indicate where we decided to focus our attention. Typically, the North Node is an area of expansion. It's unfamiliar, we're not sure, but on the other side, across the veil, before incarnating, we say, oh, I can take this on. Sure, go ahead, bring it in. So when you look at your particular natal chart, this is, you can see the sun line, the moon, and AC stands for ascendant. Before I get to the North Node, which is underneath the ascendant as NN, let's just see why I put that dog image up. I see that this particular chart has a conjunction with the sun, your greatest light, with the beautiful constellation, the ancient constellation of Lyra. It's conjunct a fixed star named Chiliac, as well as M57, Messier 57, the Lyra Ring Nebula. So whenever I see a conjunction, that's code. That's code for merged energy. So Trilby, you bring into this lifetime a merged energy with the ancient origins of Lyra. Now, when I use that word origin, it's not necessarily your origin star that you first incarnated on, but it's more of this idea of you have access to ancient wisdom. It's already merged within you. So, my friends, sit well with knowing that you have this merged energy available within your field. When we become aware of it, then we have access. Otherwise, we're kind of like blind and feeling things, but not really sure. What's the name? What's the story? What's the gift? And speaking of gifts, whenever you see it with the word trine, so when we go to your moon line, Trilby, the moon, in fact, let me see if I can do this. I just learned this new thing called spotlight. Here we go. And here's my little pointer. Here I am at your moon line, a beautiful moon, later degrees 27 of Pisces, in the fourth house of your psychological foundation, family, ancestry. But here's why I put the little dog in, because you have a gift from Canis Minor, the little dog constellation. You have a trine, a gift from Procyon. Yes, this is the fixed star of the little dog, and your trine is 2 degrees, 31 minutes of orb to your beautiful Piscean moon. Procyon is the little dog that goes, yip, yip, yip. It's coming, it's coming. He's the one that goes before the bigger dog, which is Canis Major, holding the beautiful star Sirius A. In the Egyptian times, they would see Procyon on the horizon saying, oh, look, you know, the Nile River will flood soon, which was a good thing back then because it meant vitality in their agricultural world. But instead it was Procyon saying, Sirius is coming, Sirius is coming. Procyon, the little dog in the little dog constellation, is basically saying a message. It's coming. So my friend Trilby, you have something within you that has a gift. You came fully loaded with a gift from the fixed star Procyon to your emotional realms, to your emotional intelligence. You perhaps have a natural gift of saying, what's coming? Now, Procyon is, when you think of time, I've heard it said that this star is more like a beautiful firework in the skies. It's a beautiful blast. It's quick, it's sudden, but then it fades. It's not like Sirius A, who comes in with the big heat scorching the earth and with a strong message. Procyon is the quick message. What do you have within you in your emotional intelligence to share quickly? Okay, so trusting that. I'm just adding that in as a way of saying, okay, trust those quick, immediate messages that come through you. And then, speaking of dogs, look right underneath. Canis Major is trining the big dog star, Sirius A. This portends of great light, strength, intelligence, but beware, it can scorch if it's not handled well. So it's a trine to your ascendant. People will see you, Trilby, as a bright light. You know, so it's understanding how you show up in the world, and it's paired with Scorpio energy. Oh, Scorpio. Don't you love Scorpio? It's the only zodiac sign that is triphasic. Starts with the scorpion, then the eagle, and then the phoenix. And so, my friend, are you today the scorpion, the eagle, or the phoenix? Have you allowed yourself to completely go underground, be transformed, claim the ending of a chapter, only to be reborn again as the phoenix? So when you're at these choice points in life, and sure, we could call them Saturn squares, we could look at other ways of saying it doesn't feel good where you're at. And it's only because we resist so much about changing. You know, I've created a nice little nest. I don't want to leave it. I would rather just stay where I am. But your sun, my friend, your sun is in Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn, in the second house of what you value and appreciate. So Capricorn wants to go step by step and be very successful, but you're bringing the second house energy with Capricorn. And so second house is about arts and beauty, music. It's about relationships. And so when we turn to your north node in the beautiful sign of Gemini, those chattering twins, the nonstop chitter chatter, chitter chatter. Gemini is the jack of all trades, but master of none is kind of how that little saying goes. It's an energy. It's this early education learning. but let's talk through. Let's find the other to help talk through. So for you choosing a North Node in Gemini, you may not want to chitter chatter. You may want to hold things in. The opposite side of Gemini is the beautiful Sagittarius. It just wants to up and go. Let me just up and go. Let me experience the world through traveling and moving. But instead, you chose Gemini, early education. So is it no wonder that you've chosen to work with children? You know, Gemini, early education. And you've placed your North Node in the most intense house. This is the deep secret mysteries house of number 8. It is Scorpio's house. So you see, when you say my ascendant, I'm showing up in the world as Scorpio, but I've also placed my North Node in the 8th house of Scorpio. So let's just go see what your North Node line is showing you. Yes, beautiful, 22. I love that master number, the 2 and the 2. Gemini, always 2. So in the 8th house of high intensity. But look what's showing up. You have merged energy. When we look at your cosmic journeying through this system, you've been to Orion and you have merged your energy with the beautiful star Bellatrix and Mintaka, Alnilam, Mesa, and even the Orion Nebula. What does that mean? Well, a conjunction to Bellatrix, this is the shoulder of the giant hunter that is shielding with or holding the shield. So this shoulder of Bellatrix, not the one holding the club, right? But the shoulder in, this is a marker for you know how to work with the shadows. You know how to go in deep and dark, and you know how to pull up the alchemical mysteries of that which is hidden. So you already have that in your system. Now, many people don't. So you can bring this gift forward as you move into this 8th house of deep intensity. Next, we look at another conjunction in Auriga, the constellation, you know, the beautiful shepherd, or actually he's holding the chariot. So the charioteer holding Capella. This is the beautiful fixed star of the nanny goat. She, according to legend, nursed Zeus. So she suckled Zeus. And so Capella, one of the metaphors is her horn is the horn of abundance and plenty. You came into this lifetime with this conjunction to your North Node to help you move into the 8th house of deep, intense, transformative. So death and sex and rebirth. This is what the 8th house holds, but you came in with helpers. So again, Orion is conjunct, Auriga is conjunct. And then, my dear friend, you have brought with yourself 2 trines, 2 naturally inherent gifts to help you move in this very intense house. Okay, you brought the fixed star Spica, which if you look at the Ascension Playground playlist, you'll see that I did a nice little video on Spica, as well as recently on Arcturus. But basically you carry the gift of being an embodied gift, Spica, sharing the gift with the younger generation, the children. So I don't know if all this is making sense, but for you sitting in the dark, embrace it is what's coming up for me. Embrace it, because this dark place, these ancient wisdom, is like taking the deep dive down. Gemini being air, but you've chosen it into the deep dive of the scorpionic bottom of the ocean. You know, you went deep. So if it's dark, instead of resisting it and wondering, what the heck, where am I? Try it for a moment to embrace the dark. The working with shadows, Bellatrix is there. Meditate with that star. Bring in the wisdom. It is so dark. I don't know, this way, that way, starting up a business, mentoring with this person. Pause for a moment. Go in and ask your star family from Orion. Activate Capella so that you feel the abundance. Abundance is not always material goods, by the way. The abundance can be about emotional well-being. It can be spiritual direction. I am abundant with receiving spiritual downloads. Oh, I think I've kind of gone on and on. Oops, here we go. I'll just end by showing you your beautiful chart. How do we take the galactic wisdom and now move on to astro.com? These are the free natal charts. So now we're looking at a two-dimensional circular chart for your beautiful cosmic portrait. These are the energies running through you and that moment of birth. So we can see what was your wardrobe, what was the stage set. We can even infer what was the script. But again, due to free will of being human and divine, our free will, we can say, I'm going to sit this one out. Thank you very much. Signed up for way too much. But instead, let's see, here's that north node we were talking about a moment ago, right? Your true node, that's what the T is. Your true node sitting in Gemini. And let's move over here to show you how to find it. Here it is. Oh, beautiful. 22 degrees, 40 minutes, 44 seconds. Are you feeling the vibration of the double two master number with the triple four? Just kind of like pay attention, pay attention. This is very interesting to me. Okay, so when we look right opposite, this is what's going to feel familiar with you. Some would say in your south node, where you came in from, there was Mercury and Venus. These could represent two people that you reincarnated with, a Venusian type, a lover, an art teacher, and then Mercury, someone, again, a mercurial kind of personality in Sagittarius. This is the higher truth, the philosopher, the explorer. So you've come in, and this feels comfortable, staying in house two, you know, developing yourself. You know, this is the personal house with personal planets. But what did you do, Trilby? You said, I'm going to challenge myself and come way out over here and work on interpersonal relations, choosing the 8th house of Scorpio, sitting with Gemini. But here, my friend, I put in where Regulus. This is a beautiful star, you know, sitting in the constellation of Leo. This is the King star, one of the royal Persian stars. Look at this, Regulus sitting conjunct your midheaven. Here we go. We can read Regulus in Leo at 29 degrees, 20 minutes, 34 seconds. Then we look at where your midheaven is. This is where it is. Midheaven, 29 degrees Leo, 35 minutes. Oh my goodness. There's an orb of just 15 minutes sitting here. And think about, as baby Trilby looking out into the constellation Leo, how far away that is. And yet your midheaven, this is the light that shines about you out in the world. You have the King star, my friend. Yes, the King star. And it is opposing or opposite your natal Saturn. Oh boy, there's so much fun that you could start moving in and sharing about your chart. But I think I'm going to just, let's see, I'm going to end there by showing you the dog again. Look at that with the compass point. So Trilby, I'm going to just offer this thought for you to consider, that as you sit in a dark place of not knowing which way to go, you are at a choice point. I'm going to stop sharing. Yes, you're at a choice point. And so instead of fighting the dark, again, remember, in the dark place, it's almost like the fetal, again, the fetal baby in the cosmic mother's womb. Again, you've returned. You're not sure. In fact, you're not supposed to be clear, perhaps, in this stage of your life. But go back and look at that north node. Really take a deeper look at why you said, I want to incarnate here. This is your basically North Star. Um, Jan Spiller, you can look at Jan Spiller Astrology. She shares so many books. She's no longer with us on planet, but she left behind beautiful books and a website that's been supported by others, some of her students, I believe. So the North Node, your compass point. So tell your ego, it's okay, we don't know. I am returning to the dark fetal position. I am learning how to navigate within the darker realms. And so by going dark, you almost have to trust these other perceptive, highly developed skills that you already came in with. You can hear the messages. You can hear the little dog. You can hear the intelligence of the larger dog, Sirius A. When you're in the dark, allow for those downloads, my friend, and do set that protective vessel so only the highest good will come to you. These are narratives. These are star stories. It's up to each of us to decide, what do we want to pick up? How do we want to play? Who do we want to play with? And when do we want to come out and play? So at the end of the day, the end of our lifetime, we're only asked again 2 questions. It's like we're on this roller coaster, and Trilby, right now, you are in the tunnel of dark, rattling around, not sure, this way, that way. You know, hold on tight, oars in, you don't have to do anything. But at the end of the ride, you're going to be asked 2 questions, according to Ursula. One is, how was it? Did you enjoy the ride? How was it? And then your soul will be asked, and do you want to go on again? So there you go. Sometimes we think it's too dark, it's too heavy. I'm not coming back again. I'm not. And yet somehow things shift a little bit. And this is why I think the galactic information is so vital and key now. As we grow our galactic consciousness, we can start saying, oh, I've already got these gifts fully embedded, but I didn't know to push the button. It's there. It's very unique and special to you. I want to thank everybody for listening. I know this went a little long, but as you start navigating towards galactic awareness and consciousness, enjoy your ride, and me too. Okay, see you next time on the Ascension Playground. Bye for now.